you never have to sell like houses, but you can just get paid by like, if you do like back-to-back showings or on weekends or like you schedule it.
Yeah, I mean, but the only problem is you will never learn anything by that structure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's tough because if you're like brand new, you're not totally sure. What would you do if you're in a spot and you're just starting?
Yeah.
And in your first 6 months, you want to make more than like, I think the average is probably one sale, which is anywhere depending on your market, you know,
right,
4 to 8, 4 to 10K. Like, how would you try to make more than that?
But definitely find a broker where like he can kind of teach me everything, and then, or just forget about the broker. Like, I'll find an agent in my office that seems to know what they're doing. They have experience. And then I will have them walk me through the first transaction, and I'll give them half of my commission. I'll split with them so they can walk me through, hold my hand. So I'll set like 3-4 hours a day to cold call. And then after 4 p.m., I'll start showing homes until like 7. And I'll show homes like every day until I get something under contract. And I'll bet you if you spend 4 hours prospecting, you cold call for sale by owner expired, right? You just forget about expired. You just cold call cold and for sale by owner. 4 hours a day, and then you show houses every day, Monday, Sunday, every day. You put 2 offers in a week. You come back to me, you wouldn't get anything accepted in 3 months. You will. Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Luna over here. Welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to be talking about a friend of mine got into real estate 6 months ago, and he's only made $2,000. And I want to explain to you guys like why, what's the problem that he is facing and the struggle that he has. So maybe you guys are also facing the same struggles, because I think it's pretty common of the things that he's facing. So I made a few notes in my phone, and let's get into the video. Go back a little bit with new real estate agent 4 years ago. When I first started, I didn't make a penny my first 4 months when I just got my license at State College. And then when I moved to Philly, my first 6 months while I was doing showing rental properties, I was basically a rental agent. I made about $5,000 for 12 rental transactions, and that is a lot of work. And how rental works is basically, let's say if a house, the rent is $1,000, I'm bringing the tenant, right? So I'm getting paid about $500, but I don't keep the whole 500. I gotta split the 500 between me and my team leader at a time. So I was basically getting $200 because our split with 55-45, so like around $200. That's how much I got paid per rental. So he is having the same issue, and that's why when I talked to him, he's like, there's no point of me working as a rental agent because I get paid so few. And the other problem that he's facing is, he's like, well, I feel like all my buyers are just window shopping and they don't have specifically what they're looking for. I take them out to show houses, you know, sometimes couple times a week, and we just cannot put anything under contract. So with all the problem that he is having, I give you guys 5 reasons why new real estate agent with their 6 months, they usually don't make any money. And the first reason is they're not focusing on the right activity. So what my friend, he is focusing on basically helping buyers, right? So there are only 2 things in real estate that you can get paid. Number 1 is to get your offer accepted, and number 2 is to get your listing signed. So focus on doing these 2 things, right? If you want to get your offer accepted, focus on qualify your buyer leads and take out good buyers, the buyers who definitely needs to buy. And 2 is to focus on prospecting. Why prospect? Then you get qualified seller leads. You can be a listing agent. Sometimes you get listings, and then sometimes you use that listings to use it as a strategy for you to get more buyer leads. Then you get more leads. So these are the basics. He said that he was a showing agent, and the team leader is the one that gives him the leads. So he basically have no control. If you don't know, as a real estate agent, you don't know how to find your own lead, you will be in trouble. Sometimes right now, if your team leader is helping you, giving you leads, but what if one day your team leader doesn't give you or provide you any leads anymore? You're gonna be out of business. So day 1, you have to start getting really good at lead generation. Number 2, is the lead generation. What does he need to do to find more leads? He needs to start prospecting. He needs to reach out to his sphere of influence. He needs to put out content on social media. He needs to be independent instead of relying on his team leader to provide him with leads. And another problem that he's also having alongside with a lead gen is his team leader is only giving him a role as a showing agent. You guys have to understand, a showing agent is different than a buyer agent. A showing agent is literally all you do is open doors, take people to go see houses. And that is so easy. Like, why would you want to do that every day? You're wasting 6 months of just opening door and learn how to use Blockbox. Like, you need to at least learn the whole transaction. You know, have your team leader hold your hands with your first transaction from the beginning to the end. You need to know how to qualify leads, how to walk them through inspection. Once inspection is done, how to negotiate for the terms on inspection, how to follow up with the loan process if they're getting a mortgage. When do you need to follow up when the appraisal is done? If appraisal is fell short, how do you negotiate between the difference that buyer and seller needs to compromise when there's a difference for the appraisal? So there are so many things that you have to learn as a buyer agent rather than just opening doors. And that is one of his most, I think, severe problem that he's having. And number 3, I think he has the wrong broker and the wrong team leader. Give you guys an example of the difference that his team leader and Joey. So I asked him, I was like, what does your team leader do? Like, how long has he been in the business? So apparently his team leader has been a car salesperson for a decade, and he's also doing health insurance or insurance of some sort, you know, and he has residual income. But real estate isn't really his like full-time gig. He will do like couple transactions a year. Maybe majority of the transactions is through sphere of influence. So if you follow someone like that, they're not going to teach you how to lead gen because they never did it themselves. And also because he's not a high producing agent, so when he does get a lead, he's not going to give out a good quality buyer lead to you. He'll probably keep it to himself. So vice versa with Joey, he's been doing it for 15 years and he's been doing as a real estate agent for 15 years. He also is a very successful real estate investor. So even if, let's say, he has a lead he doesn't want to take on, he'll give it to me and I can make sure it's a good quality lead. Or sometimes I prospect a lot. He doesn't do cold call, but I do. I will prospect Joey's expired listing and I'll take his expired listing, but he doesn't get mad at me. He will try to help me, walk me through the process. I've actually closed one of his expired listing. So these are the difference between some broker or team leader that you should follow and line up with versus some team leader that's just not the right one for you. And number 4 is to have a system. Do the things that you don't like but benefit your business daily. What I'm talking about is break your comfort zone. Start reaching out to strangers and try to close a deal from a stranger, because to my knowledge, I think that is the most challenging part of the business, is to prospect, cold call, and find people who you don't know, but you make them get to know you along these years and see you as a real estate professional. And when they think about selling their house, they will go to you. So you need to be consistent of what you do on a daily basis as well. Like for me, I'm on 4th year of my business, and to be honest, if let's say right now I stop prospecting for the rest of this year, I will still be fine and my production will still be way more than last year. Why? Because I've done so much work in the past 2 years of cold calling. All my database is huge. Like I can just rely on my database and maybe referral from this point forward, I can be fine. But do I just want to be fine? No, I want to stay on top of a business. Like I want to stay as a top agent in my area. So I will never stop prospecting. I'll always cold call my old leads, and I'll follow up with my database. I'll never really give up. So I hope this video give you guys a way of understanding as a new real estate agent. I know it's definitely challenging, but if you have a system, if you follow the first 3 tips that I mentioned and be very good at it and be really uncomfortable your first 6 months, you will be fine. So if you guys have any more questions, you know, specifically about what to do or how to prospect, how to get listings, leave your comment down below. Let me know. I'll make a separate video and talk about it in the later video. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching today's video. This is Luna over here. I will talk to you guys in the next one.